Welcome to the Strong Over 60 circuit workout. In today's workout, you'll need a pair of medium and heavy hand weights and an optional mat. Now make sure you warm up before you start this workout. And let's begin. First exercise is a step jack. So we're going to go ahead and get the heart rate elevated here, getting ready for the circuit workout. Getting about 20 reps here. So big movement side to side. All right, last one. Now let's go ahead and move to the weights. So grab your weights, and I'm going to pick up some medium weights here for a squat press. So feet hip distance apart, and let's begin. So we're going to squat and press up, getting to about 10 to 12 reps here. And you want to gauge your weight selection by making sure that it's difficult to get through the last 1 to 3 reps. If it's not challenging enough, you'll want to make sure that you go up in weight. Good, breathing in as we squat down and exhaling as you press up. All right, let's put the weights down and let's move on to push-ups. Now I'm going to come onto my knees for these push-ups. We'll do one wide and one narrow to focus on the triceps. And let's begin. Getting about 8 to 10 reps here. Now we're doing 8 wide and 8 narrow, so it'll be a total of 16 reps. So strong core here, extended from the crown of the head to the tailbone. So core is turned on. Taking a break if you need it. And last one. All right, let's go ahead and sit back, bring the hands behind, and just get chest expansion here, stretching out the chest. And let's bring our hands down. Let's move to a jump switch, so a lunge switch here. Ready, and let's go. Getting about 10 to 12 reps. Some impact training here. So lunge switch. And this really gets your heart rate up. And a last one. And take a breath in. Exhale. All right, let's go ahead and come to standing. And we're going to move on to medial delts, side raise. So grab your lighter weights. I've got some 10-pound dumbbells here. And let's begin. So coming up shoulder height, getting about 10 to 12 reps. Controlling the weight. Again, working the medial delts. All right, putting the weights down, moving on to an impact exercise. This is going to be a jump switch. So we'll jump, hold. Good, and getting about 12 reps here. All right, nice work. Take a breath in, exhale. Again, breathe in, exhale. All right, I'm moving on to heavier weights here. Gonna work back and biceps. So grab your challenging weights, and we're gonna hinge from the hips. We're gonna row and squeeze the lats, and then extend and come back up, and then a bicep curl. So really controlling the weight. Engaging the core throughout this exercise. So this is a really challenging weight for me. So the bicep is really challenging. So you got to control the weight and try to avoid swinging the upper body. So really keep it stable. And think about the muscles you're working here, biceps and the lats. Getting about 8 total reps here. So it's getting more and more challenging. So this is a good weight for me because it is very difficult for me to get through that bicep. All right, let's go ahead and put the weights down, and we're going to move on to a cardio-based exercise, mountain climber. Let's begin. Getting about 20 reps here. This is a great finish exercise. Getting the heart rate up, working the entire body. All right, nice work. Let's get another stretch here. So chest expansion. And then let's come to standing. Let's finish with balance. Take a breath in, exhale. And again, breathe in, exhale. So going to a tree pose, you can modify by keeping the toe on the floor or bringing the foot up a little bit higher, only holding for about 20 seconds on each side. All right, take a breath in, exhale, and let's go ahead and transition to the other side, holding for 20 seconds. All right, take a breath in, exhale again, breathe in, exhale. So workout is complete. Now don't forget to cool down and stretch or repeat this circuit 2 to 3 more times.